It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth a hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl, science quiz program here in the Prince George's Schools, where we test science IQs, and we hope you play along and test your own. Let's meet today's teams. First, from Foote Elementary School, would you please welcome to our show, Rhea Jones, Caleb Moore, and Jalen Carballo. And from Ridgecrest Elementary, here they are, Tanya Gomez, Jose Miguel Mayorga, and Axel Perez. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to the difficulty of the question, with the easier questions on the left. They're worth 5 and 10. Tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play Rogers Heights for the chance to go on to the semifinals and take on Robert Goddard Elementary School. Let's make sure everything works properly. Caleb, would you try your buzzer? Looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Rhea, and to Jalen. Jose, give it a push. Also, A-OK over there. Good luck to you, to Axel and Tanya. Congratulations, you're here. You're representing your school. You're all great ambassadors. No matter what happens, you've all won by being here. Feel good about that. We go alphabetically, F before R. So Foote and Caleb, let's play this bowl.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, a whale shark and a turtle dove makes it sound like 2 different species bred together. They didn't do that, but if they did, they would be known as what kinds of creatures? Ridgecrest. What you got?
Hybrids?
A hybrid, absolutely right. Yes, tigers and lions can breed. They can be tiglons or ligers. Those are hybrids, but those other whale sharks and turtle doves, they are just a single species. Go green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, sometimes there are stellar explosions in outer space, and they have created black, dark galaxies where there is hardly even a single one of these left. Ridgecrest. What you think?
Stars?
Stars, absolutely right. The word stellar was the clue there. Thanks, Axel. Good assist there. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You're so mean, you have got these arachnids in your brain. What are arachnids, Ridgecrest?
Spiders?
Spiders, yeah, you got spiders in your brain. Okay, green.
Science Potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, it is so dangerous to be outside in an electrical storm with lightning because since your body has so many liquids in it, you are the perfect what for electricity? Jose.
Conductor?
Conductor, indeed. You conduct electricity all too well, which is why a lightning strike is so threatening to human beings. Nice start over there, Green. Go.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, listen carefully. A new one of these is so tiny that it's being called the contact lens for your ear. A new one of these, so small, it's being called a contact lens for your ear. A hearing aid. Tiny high hearing aid, tiny contact lens. That was the analogy we were trying to make there. Go again, Green.
Body systems for 15.
For 15 points on body systems. Teams, unlike veins, which if there's no blood in them will collapse, these blood vessels with thick walls stay open even if there is no blood in them. Ridgecrest.
Arteries?
Arteries, absolutely right. Yes, arteries are the large tunnels in there, and whether there's blood in there or not, they keep their openings. Nicely done. Green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, all of the facts and statistics that you collect for analysis in your science fair project are known as these. All the facts, all the statistics, they're known as these. Ridgecrest?
Data?
Absolutely right. Data being the plural, datum the singular. You got that right. We're impressed. Go.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline science for 5 points. Teams, all of the radiation released when the atomic bombs were dropped on Japan in World War II are said to have created this fictitious monster. Godzilla, you got that right, Caleb. Good. Go. Red, you're on the board.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25, big one in that category. Teams, we know that groups of animals have different names. There's like a herd of cows, there's a pod of killer whales. Well, ants and termites and penguins all live in these kinds of groups for 25 points.
Colonies?
Colonies, yes sir. You got yourself another 25. Go, you're in this game.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, if a train is approaching you, it gets louder and louder and louder and louder, and as it leaves you, it gets softer and softer and softer. The name of that effect is the same name as the radar the weatherman uses on TV. Ridgecrest. What you got? Someone rang in. Foote. The effect of the sound getting louder and louder and then softer and softer as it goes away. That effect has the same name as this kind of radar that the weatherman uses on TV.
Tri-satellite?
Doppler radar and the Doppler effect. Ooh, that was a fast first round. Let's check that score as we go to commercial. Right now, Ridgecrest is at 120, Foote at 80. We'll be back with round 2 in just one moment. Don't you go anywhere. And welcome back. So nice to have you here today. We've got 6 outstanding young people playing our game, and I hope you're keeping up with them because they're setting a pretty good standard here. Let's go meet our players. Let's go first to Foote. And Caleb, tell us about Foote. Where in the county is it located?
It's in Oxon Hill, and it's near the new casino, MGM, and it's near the Tanger Outlets.
Wow. And boy, those are both popular places now, aren't they? Yeah. So maybe that makes it harder to get to school and maybe home sometimes. Thanks for that locator. That was perfect. Well, who's your principal?
Dr. Goldsmith.
And Dr. Goldsmith is here today. God bless you. And she'll be out in a few moments, and we appreciate her being here to support you guys because you're special. Who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Johnson.
Miss Johnson, and she was the one who got this school back into the Science Bowl after all 30-plus years we've been doing this. It's great to have Foote now as part of our regular participants here. Tell me about Foote. What's the best thing about that school other than being close to the casino and the outlets?
Well, our teachers, because they really help us out a lot, and our wonderful principal, because she really helps us.
She sure does it. I remember being down there. We did a video shoot one day, and I could see how everyone really loved the principal over there and all the teachers. They were doing their utmost so that you guys got the best education you could. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
Be an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Now, you told me your dad has a car detailing business, right? Mm-hmm. Would you like to follow in his footsteps?
Maybe. I don't know yet.
Yeah, you're young. You have plenty of time, but you're learning some business skills from your dad, and you can apply that to anywhere you go. So you're getting a good education at home, too, that way. Nice to have you here. Good captain. Jalen, nice to have you with us today. Tell us the Jalen story. What do you do in your spare time?
I either play basketball, bake, sleep.
Those are important things, sometimes not necessarily in that order. What do you like to bake?
Cakes or cookies.
Very good. Would you like to do that professionally someday?
No.
What do you want to do? And you told me you want to go to the Naval Academy, right? And if you get there, when you get there, let's be positive. When you get there, what do you want to major in?
Oceanography.
Oceanography. Boy, that's the place to do it, right? And you told me you visited the Naval Academy in Annapolis before,
Yes.
haven't you? Yeah, it's a beautiful campus down there. I can see you fit in just perfectly. Good luck to you, Jalen.
Okay.
You're welcome. Rhea, nice to have you with us today. What do you hope to do someday?
I want to be a lawyer and then move on to be a judge.
Yeah, how'd you get interested in that?
When I was little, I just always found an interest in it, and my uncle helped me pursue that dream.
That's wonderful. You always need a good role model. Do you like to argue?
Yeah.
Good, because then you're headed in the right direction. You got that great smile, too. You know, you can convince juries to kind of think your way. So good luck to you. You have a lot of education ahead of you. Nice to have you with us. Ridgecrest, nice to have you guys here. Jose, how do you guys know so much about science? Because the evidence is there. You do.
Yeah, because like
Sure, you've been practicing.
Yeah,
huh?
we practice a lot. Miss Rowley gave us this packet.
Yes.
And it has a lot of questions where we can study and all that.
You've taken all that to heart, and you've really internalized it all. You're doing so well here today. Where is Ridgecrest?
Ridgecrest is in Hydesville along like Ridge Road.
Absolutely. I remember being there when Miss Rowley, your sponsor, was a candidate for Teacher of the Year, and she is with us today. We're very proud of her. Tell me, who's your principal?
Miss Dunn.
Miss Dunn, and she is a former Teacher of the Year who is now a principal and one of our best. Denise, we couldn't do this without you here. Jose, tell us about any alternates on your team.
The only alternate we have is Jimena.
Yes, and the alternate will be out in just a few moments with your principal and your sponsor. And best thing about Ridgecrest, best thing.
Every year our soccer team, we go against Templeton. It's this school, and every year we beat them.
Wow, so it's a good tradition. Kind of like, you know, the Army-Navy game. You know, the Navy had been winning for all these years. Finally, Army, well, you want to stop. You don't want to have that happen to you guys, so keep practicing. What do you want to do someday, Jose?
I want to be an electrical engineer.
Yeah, I like your competitiveness. I like your determination. I can see you doing that, being successful. Axel, nice to have you here. Tell us about Axel. What do you want to do?
One day I want to be a soccer player or an engineer.
Or an engineer. So you and Jose have things in common there. Now you play soccer right now, don't you? Yeah. Is there a professional team that you would like to join if you had the chance?
I would like to join Barcelona. A team in Spain.
Yes, I know that team. Also know Manchester United in England. You know, all the rage over there. Tell me what you do in your spare time if you're not playing soccer.
I play soccer. Sometimes I play my video games, or maybe sometimes if I don't have something else to do, I practice the science ball.
Wonderful. Well, you practice well because you're doing a nice job here today. A couple good assists there. Tanya, tell us the Tanya story. You're one of 7 children, yeah? Are all your siblings out there watching you?
Yeah.
I hope so. Are you the first one in your family on Science Bowl?
Yes.
Well, all right, so you got something on all of them, even though you're the middle child, right?
Yes.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I would play with my siblings. I would jump around with my little bunny.
Yeah.
I would go running around with the cat outside, my big sister's cat. I would usually be doing art.
Yeah. You have a busy household there, don't you? A
Yes.
very busy household. You have a little bunny, huh?
Yes.
How long have you had that bunny?
We got him on July 22.
Wow, okay. Yeah, bunnies are too bad they grow up. They're just nice when they're smaller, huh?
No, the one that I have, he's gonna stay as that small.
Oh, he is. Very nice. You chose well. What do you want to do someday?
I have lots of things in mind. I want to be a chef, or an artist, or a baker.
Wow. Well, you're so well spoken. You could be a communicator too, so think about that in your list of possibilities. Before we get back to the game, I want to go back to Caleb for just a second. Caleb, I neglected to ask about any alternates on your team. Do you have some?
Yes.
Who are they?
One of them is Lawrence Balloonsack,
Yes.
and the other is Oswaldo Ventura.
Absolutely. And guys, I didn't mean to overlook you, but you're going to come out here in just a few moments to join your team. All right, let's get back to our game. 80-40 for Foote, 125 for Ridgecrest. We got points all over the board left. Red, start us out. Caleb?
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, when a plant transpires, it releases water vapor into the air, and it creates a suction to pull water up from the soil into the roots into this X-initialed tube that takes the water throughout the plant. What is that X-initial tube? Begins with the letter X.
Xylotube.
Say it.
Xylotube.
Xylotube. Not quite, not quite. Ridgecrest, good try. Any idea? It's called the xylem. Xylem, X-Y-L-E-M. Nice try, Caleb. Let's turn that red light out and have you choose the next question.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, if a plant's flower is kind of dull and it doesn't have any aroma associated with it, you can assume that this process is not carried out by insects visiting or birds visiting, but by the wind. What process are we talking about?
Pollination.
Pollination, yes, sir. You had that quizzical look and I thought he's not going to get it. You did really well. Go. Caleb, your choice.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, Dr. Ben Carson, who wrote the book Gifted Hands and is possibly going to be a new cabinet secretary, is famous for separating conjoined twins. I'll give you 20 points if you can tell me what conjoined twins were formerly known as. Twins that were stuck together. They were called Siamese twins. Siamese twins. Try again, Red.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25, the big one in that category. Teams, if you open up your medicine cabinet at home, you might see some boric acid in there or some mercurochrome, maybe some alcohol. Those are all substances that can stop the growth of infection. They are all known then as anti-what's. Anti-what's? Anti-what's for 25 points, Jose.
Antibiotics.
Not antibiotics, good try. Mercurochrome, boric acid, alcohol, they stop infection. They are known as anti-what's, Foote?
Bacteria.
Good try. Antiseptics. Antiseptics is what they're known as. Try again, Red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, for many, many years, students like you, trying to remember all 7 colors in the rainbow in the right order. Remember the mnemonic device, the man's name, Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv, the first letters of all 7 colors in the rainbow. Give them to me. All right. Think about what you're going to tell me. Caleb and you and girls, think about what it is in case I have to come to you. Roy G. Biv. Ridgecrest gets the first chance at this.
Green, blue, and violet.
All right, here we go.
Red, green, and blue.
No, I need 7. I need 7.
Oh, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, violet, purple.
Good try, good try. Remember, it has to begin with those letters. Roy G. Biv. Okay, Caleb, hit it.
I would like to pass it to Rhea.
Okay, Rhea, showtime. Here we go.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
You got it. Nicely done, Rhea. All right, points to Foote. Up to 110 points. 125 for Ridgecrest, almost a tie game. Caleb, you choose.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25, big one in that category. Teams, your lungs and your brain are divided into sections called lobes. Your heart is divided into these kinds of sections. What do we call them? Ridgecrest, what do we call the sections of the human heart? What you think?
Capsule?
Not capsules. Good try. Caleb, what you think?
The rectum?
No, they're called the chambers of the heart. The right and the left chambers. And say, oh, now we remember, yeah. All right, no points for anybody that time. We're still 110, 125. Caleb.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, think now. Possibly the longest canine teeth ever to have happened occurred in this prehistoric cat's mouth. Ridgecrest.
Saber-toothed tiger?
You got that right. The saber-toothed tiger with that huge canine. Well done. Green.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, if you watch cartoons, you know that this leafy green vegetable is famous for getting stuck in people's teeth. Ridgecrest.
Broccoli?
Not broccoli. What is it, Caleb?
Spinach.
Spinach, yeah. You got spinach in your teeth. Yeah. Okay, Red, go.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical, 25. Big one in that category. Teams, the force of gravity actually arises from the curvature of space and time. So said Albert Einstein in his famous theory of what? Theory of relativity. Theory of relativity. Right there. E equals mc squared. That's the formula for it. Go red.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor, if you would, in the studio. Teams, there's a new movie, an animated movie called Sing, in which all the animals sing. And there are porcupines, and there are hippopotamuses, and all kinds of other mammals. But Karen Crawley, all over there, is an iguana. She is the only animal in the movie that belongs to this class of animals. Caleb.
Reptile.
Yeah, she's the only reptile there. Good. Foote.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, the Greek goddess of the rainbow appropriately gave her name to this colored part of your eye. The colored part of your eye, Ridgecrest, is known as the?
Iris.
Yes, sir. The iris it is. Well done. Good. Thanks, Axel, again, and Tanya. Go, Jose.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, Bebe, the panda at the National Zoo that recently swallowed a piece of bamboo that got stuck in its intestine, had surgery. Afterwards, it didn't want to take its medicine, so they hid the medicine inside one of these vegetables, oftentimes confused with yams. Yeah, Caleb?
Potatoes?
What kind?
Sweet potatoes?
Yeah, sweet potatoes. They put it inside the sweet potatoes, and Bebe gobbled it right up. Didn't know the difference. Go red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio. Excuse me. This is a multiple choice question. Teams, if an animal is polyphagous, does that mean it has many different kinds of defense, that it lives in many different places, or it can eat many different kinds of food? Polyphagous Ridgecrest. All right, Jose, which one?
It has many defenses.
Not many defenses. Many defenses, many different places to live, or many different kinds of foods that it can eat, Caleb. Polyphagous.
He can eat many different kinds of
Absolutely right. Many different kinds of foods. Go red.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, pasta comes in a lot of different shapes, including macaroni that looks like this joint between your humerus and your radius and ulna bones. What kind of macaroni is that called? Ridgecrest. Tie score. Let's break it. No points there. Foote. What is that joint called?
Elbow.
Elbow macaroni. You got it. Red. Go. 5-point lead.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline science for 15 points. Teams, John Glenn, the astronaut who orbited the Earth, first American to do so, was part of the NASA program named for this fleet-footed god and first planet in the solar system. Ridgecrest.
Mercury.
Mercury program. You got it. Good. Green.
Green things for 25.
Green things 25. Big one in that category. Teams, this is a visual question. Look at the monitor if you would. These pine needles, very familiar, are unlike the leaves on deciduous trees because during the winter they can stay on the tree because it will not lose. Those needles will not lose a lot of water to what process because there's so little surface area.
Evaporation.
Evaporation. You got that right. Thank you, Jalen. Good assist. Go. Red.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, recently a beaver wandered into the Walmart in St. Mary's County and was very disappointed that these were artificial. What was the beaver looking for, Jose?
Wood.
More specifically?
Dams.
Judges, what do you think? Nope. Foote. The beaver was disappointed that all these were artificial.
Oakwood.
Trees. They had artificial trees in the Walmart. Go red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, the Bible doesn't tell us if Lot's wife contained sodium chloride or potassium chloride when she was turned into a pillar of this. Salt. Good. Red. Oh, the buzzer says game is over. It's been a good one. We'll double check that score and be right back with you. Stay with us. welcome back. What a game today. Evenly matched schools. We are so proud of all of these players here. Doesn't get any better than this on Science Bowl. Our final tally is Ridgecrest 175, Foote 195. They're already giving the thumbs up over there. Rhea and Caleb and Jalen, congratulations. Osvaldo and Lawrence, I know you guys are really pleased. Dr. Goldsmith, thank you for being here today. Miss Johnson, I know you're first time ever. Foote wins. Ridgecrest, give us the biggest smiles you got over there. You played so well. Tanya and Jose and Axel, let's give them a hand. Give them a hand. That is Johanna back there with the beautiful tiara on. Miss Dunn, their wonderful principal. Mary Rowley, Teacher of the Year nominee. Also, winner Teacher of the Year, Miss Dunn. And Mr. Brewer, thank you. And I really like that lab coat. Appropriate for our show. Thank you guys for being here today. We'll see you next time. I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye.